Switch back to the Linux server and we got it. We got it. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. All right. So let's see if we can run that. Yes. Okay. That worked. We got it. Hi YouTube and welcome to my channel. My name is Patrick. If you saw one of my most recent videos, you'll know that I wrote some custom malware and tested it against Windows Defender. Now, Windows Defender didn't do so well, but several people asked for me to do a similar video testing other antivirus systems. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to test BitDefender. We're going to see if it's able to catch these 3 pieces of malware that I wrote. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right started. Okay, so to start off, let me show you what we're working with here. We have 3 pieces of malware: a ransomware strain, a rat, and an info stealer. These are all PowerShell scripts that I wrote myself. So first, let's look at the stealer one. We're just going to open with Notepad. Yeah, always use it. Alright, so this looks a lot more complicated than it is. So this is basically defining a function that will go in and get the Chrome passwords. Now it does rely on the SQLite module, so it does install that and import it. So do bear in mind this isn't totally self-contained. It is relying on an alternative SQLite module for PowerShell. But yeah, then it basically goes in and gets the local app data information about Chrome, and then it goes through and it extracts all of those. That would be right here, actually. And this is where it executes all of this that we just saw above. And then it saves it to an output file, and then it will actually go in and decrypt each Chrome password using that string right there. Let me turn on word wrap so you can see a little better. But yeah, this is where it'll actually go through and decrypt everything, and then finally it saves that to a file on the desktop. Now, in a real-life scenario, this wouldn't be saving to a file on the desktop. This would be uploading to a remote server, and that way you can hijack someone's saved passwords in Chrome. So pretty straightforward. And then we have the rat. We'll just open that up. So this is basically saying, hey, I'm going to create a reverse shell for this IP address on this port, and we're going to basically go through this script block where it's creating the TCP client, it sends the initial connection information, and then this function here is where it will actually go through and execute the commands that we tell it to on the remote server. And then of course we have this loop here to keep the reverse shell open that basically just calls this function block up above. The reason for that is that you have to have that loop running, otherwise it'll just disconnect after the first command is ran, which isn't exactly useful for what we're trying to do. Alright, and finally we have the ransomware. Okay, so you might be wondering what happens to the ransomware script. Well, I want to show you that. So if we go into BitDefender here, and forgive me, I'm not too familiar with how this actually works. Let's see. So if we go down, you'll see that one of the first things it did was it actually recognized that ransomware script that I wrote, and it removed it. So you can see there's the file path, there's the script, and yeah, I did restore it. However, when I restored it while testing this, I accidentally encrypted it. So we're just going to go ahead and paste it back in. So now we've got it here on the desktop. Can I move it into this folder? No, I cannot. Okay, well that's fine. We don't need it there. So yeah, let's go ahead and dig right in. Let's start testing these, and we'll see if BitDefender can block any of them. So as you saw, it already blocked the ransomware file. So I'm going to mark that up as a win to BitDefender right off the bat. That was great. That's exactly what we're hoping to see. So we know that it blocks at least one of these 3 scripts. So let's start with the info stealer. So we're just going to run this with PowerShell. Alright, and we have a new file here on the desktop. Okay, and as you can see in this file, it was able to extract the username and password to the website that I have saved. So it looks like the BitDefender antivirus didn't do anything to prevent that info stealer, but yeah, that's awesome. So we've got that one working. All right, next let's test out the reverse shell. So to start, we're here on my Linux server, and we're just going to tell it to listen on that port. So basically, the Windows machine is going to reach out to the Linux server over this port and expose a shell where we can type commands and execute them on the Windows machine. So we'll just switch back to the Windows machine here, run this with PowerShell, switch back to the Linux server, and we got it! We got it! Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so let's see if we can run that. Yes, okay, that worked. We got it. So as you can see, the reverse shell was completely successful. BitDefender did nothing to defend against that. So yeah, two to one. So BitDefender blocked one, but the other two not so lucky. And then finally, let's run the ransomware. Did it work? Let's check our sacrificial goat. Yeah, okay, so the ransomware, it was initially blocked by BitDefender. However, because we allowed that threat, it was able to execute. So I'm still going to chalk that up as a win for BitDefender because it did block it initially. But yeah, that was very good to see. So in summary, what we've got here are the 3 pieces of malware that I wrote. And unfortunately, BitDefender was unable to protect against 2 of them. Does that mean BitDefender's not a good product? Not at all. See, the thing about this is that to tell the difference between malware and regular software, a lot of that comes down to the intent behind it. And what I mean by that is that there might be legitimate reasons why you need to create a reverse shell from your Windows box to your remote Linux server. And the thing about antivirus software is that they can't tell the difference between a malicious action and a regular, and a real action. So it's not exactly fair to the antiviruses to put them up against these novel threats, but it is a realistic simulation. You see, the thing is, when one of these threat actors comes after you, especially the nation-state ones, they're not going to be creating Metasploit modules and deploying, meterpreters. They're going to be making custom scripts that employ an idea of living off the land. And what I mean by that is that they will try their best to only use tools that are built into Windows or whatever platform they're attacking, rather than bringing their own tools. They'll also try to execute filelessly. Now what that means is that instead of saving a file on the disk like I did here, they'll try to execute these commands in some sort of sneaky way where the file never touches the disk. And so in that circumstance, BitDefender may not have defended against the ransomware strain, but unfortunately, it didn't protect against the other 2. Anyway, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Again, my name is Patrick. If you like this kind of content, consider leaving a like and subscribing down below. It means a lot to me. I don't take sponsors. I don't get monetized. All I do is I make this for the subs and the likes. So it would mean a lot to me if you could leave one of those down below. And if you've made it this far in the video, comment banana. Just banana. And just leave that down below so I know you made it this far. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope it was worth the click, and I'll catch you in the next one.